Hey guys, it's Subrom here. It's been a minute since we've had a bit of a chat, but I am coming to you again on a more serious note. I do apologize if I sound weird. I've been dealing with some pretty bad allergies and it's been clogging me up pretty good. Regardless though of how I'm feeling, I felt that this topic was more important for me to talk about physically than to just throw it into some kind of AI voiceover, so I will try to cut out parts if I'm like dying or anything like that. But let's get into it. So you guys may or may not be aware of the situation happening with Roblox at the moment, where YouTuber and Predator Catcher Slep was banned off the platform. He also received a cease and desist, which detailed things about vigilantism and the invasion of people/persons' privacy. In lieu of that, there has been several things to come out, including calls to action from community members, several content creators leaving the STAR program, on top of several bits of information that continue to prove the notion that Roblox is not safe for kids.
Do you think like the more mature things like nudity will ever be allowed on Roblox in any way?
I think what I would say is we would lead first and foremost with safety and civility, and then second with mirroring what happens in the physical world. And so I would never rule it out.
When it comes to the situation itself, it was only a matter of time before Roblox had the spotlight for these dangerous actions that they put in place. However, I feel the one thing that we forget to bring is as another factor in this debate is whether or not Discord themselves as a platform too is doing their due diligence to keep children safe alongside of Roblox. Discord has made it way too easy for folks to connect, as well as allowing several games on the actual Roblox platform to have official Discords that are linked to them. I feel it is important, yes, to address Roblox on their faults and issues, but there are multiple factors at play. Roblox has instilled some safeguards like their AI scanning capabilities for ID verification. However, those scanning capabilities have been proven faulty plenty of times, so it doesn't really help in regards to keeping folks safe. Discord has age restrictions and parental controls and a family center for direct monitoring, but no real safeguards when it comes to direct messaging or anything that happens within a server past a bot feature where it detects nudity and gore and a report function, but even that doesn't work all the time. I feel like there's factors in place where parents are unaware of what their kids are getting into, essentially, which I personally don't think should be an excuse because parents can learn how their apps work. But I can also understand where it comes from the parent side, where you may not have time to keep checking on your kid. Especially when in the United States it takes about 2 or 3 jobs just to keep a roof over your head. You, as a parent, expect these apps that are child-friendly to do their own due diligence to allow your child to safely explore the app without the chance to being exposed to these things. It is the responsibility of the parents to keep an eye and check in on their children on what they're doing if that's not already a habit. I personally can't say much because I'm not a parent myself, but I feel like I would want to know what's going on with my kids online because I myself have been taken advantage of on these apps. Which is another reason why I have tried to stick by this community even after my retirement, to try to be an advocate to those who have had this happen to them and potentially hoping to ward off any future predators. I do not want this to be me like saying shame on you for not watching your kids. I'm saying to try to be familiar with their applications and to be updated on what they're doing and who that they are interacting with online. Allowing a child unfettered access to the internet is opening yourself to a huge world of problems down the road. I have over the years been involved in this community, Creatures of Sonaria, and associated games with Twin Atlas/Sonar studios like Dragon Adventures and Griffin's Destiny. I have watched predators try to lurk in the shadows of these discords because they were outsed from other games like The Isle, Path of Titans, Beast of Bermuda, which primarily cater to an adult audience. I have in my time watched at least 10 to 20 plus people or more being ousted as a pedophile or being pedophilic. One of these things, though, that these dino games that I mentioned and what relates to Creatures of Sonaria itself, though, is they share a couple things. Play as creature and creature survival, which has attracted some of them our way. This community, our community, is not safe. An example I will share, though, and some folks may be familiar with, is Babu Milkshake. Even though the drama is dead on that one, the reason I use this as an example is because they sent NSFW art to a minor. I had ran into this person on an associated Discord to Griffin's Destiny. Basically, it was a CC Discord that I got invited to by some CC, and they were there. But do you think that this kind of person should be allowed on this community just because the drama from those years ago died down? I mean, I'd hope the answer would be no. I did at the time, though, make sure to report the necessary associated material needed to Griffin's Destiny and Creatures of Sonaria at the time, in hopes to make sure that this person didn't stay within this community. While I will not entirely blame those communities for the problems with predators, they are a big factor on who is within our communities and what we could be running into. Roblox and Discord themselves, being the platform shared between all of these, are to blame for not having enough safeguards in place, as well as not taking situations about predators seriously. Roblox especially for protecting said predators, and by saying what Schlepp was doing was an invasion of privacy, as well as saying that he was acting predatory himself by posing as underage, when Schlepp has been following steps to report and work directly with police. On top of that, all of these tactics have been used to catch predators over the years. I mean, it gotta tell you something when Chris Hansen is willing to get involved and help Schlepp create a documentary on the abuse that Roblox has allowed to go on. There's another thing that I would like to mention that I will be linking below on this video, and I'm going to say outright that it is not safe for children to view. It is a court document from a case where a California family is suing Discord and Roblox because their daughter, who was 10, was kidnapped from her home by a 27-year-old and was found well over 250 miles away. In that court document, there are also several other instances referred to as well. 2022, a Florida man was arrested after he posed as a teenage girl to meet a 13-year-old boy on Roblox. Later that year, an Arizona man was arrested for kidnapping a 13-year-old boy that he met on Roblox and invited him to a Discord chat to arrange it. 2024, a Michigan man was charged with numerous crimes related to the sexual exploitation of possibly over 100 children, utilizing both Roblox and Discord. And then on top of that, a Louisiana man was arrested and federally charged for sexually exploiting a teenage girl through Roblox and Discord. While that document, though, is still going for trial, and we are to await to hear the side of both Roblox and Discord, it is completely undeniable proof that in this 114-page complaint that there are things going on within our communities that we are just not seeing. I am raising awareness around this in our community because it is a rampant problem and even happens within the COS Discord and associated Discords more than you even think. Situations that are buried or not talked about but are dealt with. But do you think that they'd want to share that with the people on their servers? I can't imagine or at least begin to imagine the amount of folks that the COS moderation has dealt with over the years who are like that. COS, though, has always had a stance on moderative decisions remaining in secrecy, but at least for the sake of privacy within this victim's case, or these victims' cases. I feel that the Sonarian staff, though, when presented with adequate evidence, go through the correct chain of events in regarding reporting a safety problem. This is just fundamentally a problem of Discord itself and Roblox itself failing to follow through with taking care of these issues. Which brings me to this lawsuit pending in particular from the Dolman Law Group. July 18, 2025, the Dolman Law Group filed a civil lawsuit against Roblox Corporation and Discord Incorporated, alleging that both companies were enabling and facilitating child exploitation by their actions and inactions on their dangerously under-regulated platforms. This complaint was filed in the Superior Court of California in San Mateo County, where Roblox is currently headquartered. An 11-year-old from Florida was groomed and sexually exploited through communication features on both platforms. They have also officially filed their second major lawsuit against Roblox in Georgia Superior Court over child exploitation. The reason I am speaking about this particular lawsuit is because they are offering help to those who may have been affected by Roblox and Discord. On the website that I will be linking below, it will detail those who may qualify to be a part of the lawsuit itself. Which, I'd like to say this, by the way, none of this video is sponsored for any of this lawsuit, nothing. This lawsuit was brought to my attention, and I felt like parents, adults, families that were affected would potentially like an opportunity to seek justice themselves and for their kid. They are currently offering free consultations to families affected by these platforms, so if you have been affected by them, take advantage and speak to them about what you've dealt with. If you are a child that has been affected by this, I would highly recommend showing this video to a trusted adult, parent, or guardian. Those that are wanting to help aid in the fight to making Roblox a safer place for all users, Ro Khanna, a Congress candidate, U.S. representative, and lawyer, has created a petition against Roblox's unsafe practices and features on its platform. I would also highly recommend checking out his videos on this issue, as well as they detail into more of what the petition is about. I will be also linking the petition in the description of this video. The reason for all of this, the entirety of the video, is in hope to reach out to the parents within the community and the community in general to tell you that our community is at stake and has its own issues. And I'd like to also give some advice. To those who encounter folks that are acting suspicious or predatory, my recommendation to you is to make sure to document any and all interactions. Screenshots, recording, and keeping a timeline so that it's credible. This will help you if a situation becomes dangerous and to be able to get out of it safely and in the best manner. As a community too, we need to be looking out for each other and having each other's backs. Now is not the time to be spreading hate towards each other, but to make sure that we are safe and to not disregard those who may actually be in a dangerous situation. This is a call to action for everyone in COS to not allow those who share the same love of this game to be harmed or experience those horrors. We as a community are not safe, and until we start speaking out or making that noise, we will not be able to see that change.